Alright guys, I'm sure most all y'all have seen a bunch of corn harvesting videos, but unless you watched my channel before, have you ever seen corn cut with a draper head? Well, you're about to. You smell something burning?
Yes.
Look, let's find it. Hey, turn the rotor off. Come help me find it. Well, we got a driver change, brought Carter out here because got a couple things back at the shop I need Nate to do. For one, the GMC truck has had a flat tire for 5 days. Need it taken off. And need my other truck, the only truck I can get around in, unhooked from the seat tender and have it parked under the shed because the rain's coming. Sent Nate in to do that and brought Carter out to run the grain buggy. Thing's still cutting good. Cutting real good. Coming in hot. Hey, this shouldn't load the grain buggy up and the truck's already loaded up. It's still dry enough to touch. You want to try this again and fill the combine up while I go and load the truck?
I guess.
Getting close there, Carter. Well, I thought 2 trucks would get this side, but these beans down here are quite a bit better than what I was expecting, so I don't know if one more truck will get it finished up. We'll give him another shot. I'll get him a little bit better in the instruction about what to happen if he does get a slug in there, so we'll let him try it out and see. Let him sit in this cold cab for a while. You smell something burning?
Yes.
Look, let's find it. Hey, turn the rotor off. Come help me find it. Woo! Don't see any smoke. There it is, right there. I bet some dust got on the engine manifold and then, the engine fan blew a spark or something right there, and that's what got it. Hey, take the combine over there to the service truck and I'm gonna get the leaf blower and blow some of this dust off. I haven't blown the combine off in a couple days, and well, that's what happens. My negligence almost caused a big problem. Ooh, I tell you what, it is so nice to be in a warm cab. I'm starting to thaw out a little bit. Well, just when I think we're gonna have a day, I'm just not gonna do any filming. Nothing's gonna happen. We're gonna run. All kinds of crap have happened, and we have a full video first. Hopefully, I'm able to end this video real shortly here this evening, and there's not a lot of other filming going on. But it's sad to say that might surprise me. Oh look, Kelly was nice enough to turn the lights on for me. Not that they help very much with his loadout being blocking the lights, but it's a thought that counts. I've really got to reposition those lights up top. I had it on my to-do list all summer, but it never seemed like a high priority then. I think I'll move it up my priority list a little bit for next year. All right, let's see if he's waiting for me at the field entrance or if he's still cutting. I don't see him. That's grain buggy here. Apparently Kelly came to check on him because I told her the combine was on fire. All right, Carter, I'm back. You can come on up here at the front if you want to. All right, I guess he's full. That's good. Don't see no chunks hanging off the header. That's a good sign. Kelly going to unload the buggy. Looks like about 4 passes done. You can see kind of the lighter color straight lines right there. That's where he's going a lot slower, and it affected the flow reading on the mass flow sensor, which looks like lower yield. But that's how important it is to calibrate at different flow speeds to get a good accurate reading on your yield monitor.
Run you back to the combine. I don't know.
Now, because the grain buggy is going to have some in it. It needs to be unloaded before it goes back to the house. So we'll carry the combine and header trailer in, then bring me back to get to the truck. And when I get done with the truck, just ride back with me in the truck, and then you can cut the grain buggy in. All right, we managed to get this farm done, believe it or not. 8 o'clock at night, but it's done. Check another one off the list. Anyway, we're gonna get this stuff moved on home, and we'll see what the next day's got in store for us. Probably be at least a day or two, just depending on how much rain we get tonight. Total done today, 61 acres. Far cry from what we got done yesterday, but the lack of productivity wasn't due to the not having help out here. It was due to just a bunch of bad luck. Anyway, guys, I'll bring you back out here to the soybean field whenever it's time to go again. Well, this morning, I think we're gonna go shell a little corn. I got the corn maze over there to get. My combine, everything is right here. We got about 1,500 inch of rain early yesterday morning. So while we're gonna give the beans a little bit more time to dry out, we're gonna go ahead and get that 7 acres of corn. We're really gonna be limited on help today. Nate called in sick today, got some kind of virus or whatever, so right now it's just gonna be me. Kelly's gonna help out a little bit, help me get some equipment moved, and I guess she's gonna get on the tractor for a while. Carter's got his homework to do, so we're gonna kind of piece it together as we go. Alright guys, I'm sure most all y'all have seen a bunch of corn harvesting videos, but unless you watched my channel before, have you ever seen corn cut with a draper head? Well, you're about to. Let me get my rotor and fan speed adjusted. Alright, here we go. This might be the best corn that I shell all year long. I'm sure you're asking yourself, well, you've got a corn head. Why are you shelling corn with your draper head? Well, the main reason is that my corn head is already cleaned up for the year and put under the shed, and I don't want to clean it, and I don't want to drag it back out and have to do all that over again just for 7 acres of corn, which is what we got here in our corn maze at the Zombie Trail paintball. Second reason is that I planted this in twin row corn And especially like right around the edges, you got a bunch of small ears and stuff that the corn head never would pull in anyway. So we actually might gain a little bit of yield by doing it this way. So, this is the third year in a row that I've cut my corn maze with a draper head. And each year it's done okay. This year I planted a shorter variety, so I expect it to work a little bit better. You don't have a really tall stalk that the reel is pushing over. See the path right through there that they use, or one of the alternate paths anyway. What's the day? November 16th. This corn was planted around June 1st, June 2nd, June 3rd, something like that, I believe. And it's still standing extremely well. It really held up to the abuse of people coming through it this year. Held up well to the drought. You know, back in mid-July, I didn't even think we were going to have a corn maze this year. I did a video on it, you know, joked that I was growing pineapples because the corn was about 2 feet tall and just plumb twisted up. I can't believe how well it turned up. Now, we got some tops broken out right now, but everything above the ear is standing straight up. But because of the severe drought we had this year in June and July, and this corn benefited from some August rains we got, this might be the best yielding corn that I cut all year long. Normally, this corn maze and corn field that the zombie trail goes around, normally it shells about 100 bushels an acre. You know, I mean, we got some lots where I got the trails cut in there. Of course, you got people walking through. Some of them going to grab some ears. You know, there's going to be some stalks getting knocked over. But generally about 100 bushels an acre is what it yields. If it does 100 bushels an acre this year, that will be my best field average of the entire year on corn. I think my other best yield that I had was like 95, 96 bushels an acre. Now tell me, what corn head is going to leave the field looking that nice and pretty? Not looking too bad. Those are the biggest corn kernels I've harvested this year, that's for dang sure. Well, I tell you, it sure is good to be able to smell that good old corn harvest smell one last time this year. If you ever harvested corn before, you know what I'm talking about. Not too shabby. For June planted corn in West Tennessee that endured a pretty bad drought. I got Kelly back out on the grain buggy again today. She's the only person left that can drive it. Hopefully this corn will fill my contracts at Tyson. I think we came up like 700 bushels short due to the drought of filling everything I had contracted. So maybe, just maybe, this will put us over the hump. Well, got the corn done, on the beans now. Well, this wasn't the best corn I harvested all year. My monitor showing 88 bushels an acre, so considering what it looked like in July, I call that a win though. Oh, look at the deer. Well, it looks like a 4-point. Small 4-point anyway. Big body, small rack. Sorry buddy, I'm about to get rid of your food supply. This ain't no deer food plot out here we're gonna leave all winter. I need to put some money in the bank. Yeah, we finally got back on the beans. Got the grain buggy unloaded corn into the grain bins. Kelly should be on her way up here. Had my computer and drone technology experts from Farm Space come out, having a problem with my computer not reading one of the drives. Checked in with them. Looks like it's just gonna be me and Kelly out here today. Nate's out sick and got a certain 14-year-old that's not being cooperative today, so looks like I'm gonna cut a load or two of beans, then do the hauling. Kelly's gonna be out here on the grain buggy. Gonna slow us down, but still we shouldn't have any problems getting done if that's a big if, we don't have any breakdowns here by sometime reasonably decent time on Friday. I added up the acres. Looks like we got on about 142 acres left to go. If I had a full crew out here and we could have gotten started earlier this morning rather than messing around with the corn maze, we could have dang near got it all done today. But with our situation, it's going to take at least 2 days, if not 2.5. And the last little bit, we got test plots to harvest. We got like 20-something varieties of soybean plots to harvest for the University of Tennessee, but we'll save that for the very last, to save it on Friday, try and get the rest of everything out today and tomorrow. And as you can tell, I got my hoodie on this morning, my Case IH hoodie. Got to represent, because we had another cold front move through yesterday, and it's just steadily getting colder. I think I've seen lows forecast for like tonight or tomorrow night, supposed to be like down in the high teens, low 20s. So I don't know how long I'll be able to stay in here once the sun goes down. Y'all remember back this spring where we did kind of some pretty extensive spot plowing on several farms, and I told you probably wasn't going to, and I told you to probably enjoy that video, because probably wasn't going to see any more plowing on this farm for quite a while. Well, I believe I lied. I believe this field right here, we got about 29 acres here. I believe I'm gonna put a disc in it next spring, because we farmed this field for several years there in the early 2000s, and then the landowners had cows. They wanted to put it in pasture. So that fall, after we got done shelling corn on this farm, they took a 4-bottom breaking plow on this whole farm and broke the whole thing, and then they spread grass seed on it. And I don't think they run a disc or do-all or any kind of smoothing implement behind it. And I mean, the years of running cattle and cutting hay and weather and everything has smoothed this farm out some, but you can see right now, I mean, I'm just steadily up and down and bouncing. It's a rough farm. Even though it's a nice, pretty much bottom field, it is rough from that breaking plow being run probably 16, 17 years ago. I think we've been working this field 3 or 4 years now, and I've stood it as long as I can. I'm going to smooth it out before I put another crop on here. But I got enough ground that's just naturally rough just because of the terrain. The few nice bottom fields I got should not be rough. I guess I done made up my mind. I'm gonna sacrifice a little bit of soil health, a little bit of soil structure to get a nice smooth field, and then hopefully we ain't got to touch it ever again, and we'll start the process over, getting it rebuilt soil structure wise up to what I want. And old Roy just pulling up. I knew it wouldn't be long before he showed up. This is actually his farm right here. I swear he can hear a combine running from a mile away. Oh, you gotta love landlords like that. The ones that are actually have a vested interest in their farm. Tell you what, I done gotten to that point in life. I just turned 43 years old a week ago. I can't wait to get to the day that I retire, whenever that may be. No telling how old I'll be, but I can't wait till I get to the day I retire, and I can spend a lot of my days just riding around the countryside and watching other people farm. Just sit there and watch the equipment running. Of course, when that time comes, there might not be any people actually running the equipment anymore. It might be all automated and GPS guided. It might be somebody controlling it from an office building a few miles away, for all I know. I'll be out there to keep an eye on it though. Man, we have made it to some really good beans. We got done with our Pioneer 48 A60Xs and got swapped over to Pioneer 47 A64X. As much as I like the 48 A60s and have for years, I think 47 A64 is even better. I mean, we're 70, 73, 74. Wow. For some double crop beans, that's bank right there. Boy, the nice looking sample beans right there. Waiting on my grain buggy to get here. Man, except for some thin spots right there on that side of the field, we keep seeing some tremendous numbers in this field. And my gosh, look at that. Wow. Boy, some good beans. I do believe this field might set a new record for me on double crop soybean yield. I'm so glad last year I decided to put this field in wheat, because it was the last field that I planted, and I almost didn't put it in wheat because I thought, well, the wheat might not do all the Because I thought, well, the wheat might just do kind of so-so on it. You know, it's a little bit wetter natured. Yeah, I'll just put some full season soybeans on there. Not only did the wheat do pretty good, it wasn't the highest yield we had, but definitely wasn't the lowest yield we have. If I planted full season beans on here, I don't think I would have been making any better yields. Probably comparable, but I don't think I would have been making better yields with it. So definitely making a lot more money in a double crop scenario on this farm rather than just with a crop of full season soybeans. If you remember, kind of see a little green area up there around the red barn. That's where I had 5 acres of full season beans, just to have you know, 2 farms in the same county with full season soybeans on it, so I could get a cheaper crop insurance rate. And I think that 5 acre patch averaged about 73, 74. And I mean, that's what we're seeing out here, if not a hair better. Sometimes it's just better to be lucky than good. All right, done this field, on to the next one. 2 more farms to go. However, by the time I get a load and a half dumped in the bins and we get everything moved up the road, that sun probably won't be getting pretty low in the sky. So don't know how much more we'll be able to cut today, but we're going to keep going until the dew runs us out. Sorry I wasn't able to finish my time lapse of us moving. My battery died. Tell you what, the batteries on these GoPros 10s just do not last very long at all. Kelly's dad came out here and helped us move. He got the header trailer and the grain buggy moved up there, and last thing left, the combine here. We'll be back to cutting again, and before the sun hits the top of those trees too. Anyway, I'll finish up the time lapse with my camera here in the cab plugged up.
Today's Wednesday. I don't know what day in November, but I know it's a Wednesday. Or is it a Tuesday? I think it's a Wednesday. I really don't know. I lost track. I'm gonna watch just because he had a fire the other day, so I've been keeping an eye on it, but it's pretty windy today. We are on, this one's 55 acres or so, and then we have another like 57, 60 acre farm, and then we should be D-O-N-E. I'm not saying the word because could jinx it, so fingers crossed. Ha! I can't cross them, so I guess we're screwed. I'm gonna attempt to put the truck into first gear and move it so he doesn't have to get out. I think I can do that at least. Yeah, I could do that. I'm gonna try. I'm gonna do my best. Team player here. Turn off! Mission accomplished. I can get it into second gear, but that's it. So it's now moved behind me so I can load it. And so I don't know what time it is, like 4-ish something. And maybe we can get like half the farm done. That would be good, I guess, before he quits. But the wind is whipping, so maybe we'll be able to stay out a little bit later. At least that's, I don't know. I'm just out here. So it's just me and Matt today. Our son Nate is sick. I know there's the flu's going around pretty rampant around here, and he's been running a high fever, so he stayed home. And unfortunately yesterday, he told us that he was offered a new job with FedEx, and he starts Monday. So he will no longer be with us. So it's just me and Matt from here on out. We can't fault him because it's a good job and it has great benefits, and he's going to be making a lot of money and he's happy. So you just have to let them go. But 2022 is not ending on a great note, but it'll be all right. It's just not all right now. Matt also tends to forget that I have one hand and I can't drive a buggy and run up underneath on the go with one hand when I'm trying to match his speed. Yeah, at least I got one arm, right? That's good for something. I'm just ready for this year to be over with because it's really sucked. I mean, there's been great times, but it's not ending well. So I'm just ready for it to be over. I am hoping that when I go back to the doctor on December 2nd that he can put me in a permanent cast and I can start driving stuff again, because this doesn't work out for us. So do my best I can to heal between now and then. It isn't working out too great. Some days are better than others. But I really need to work because it's just me and him. And can't do it like this, that's for sure.
It seems like we just got to work. And here we are turning on the lights. Once again, I gotta find a way to start getting done earlier in the season. Don't like being in the field with short days. We got some cloud cover coming in though, so maybe it'll keep that dew from falling real heavy. Maybe we'll be able to get it in another couple hours before we gotta shut her down. Ooh, I sure am glad for auto steer. Get to keep my hands inside my pockets here, because it's cold. Yeah, I think I made up my mind. I'm gonna fix the heat this winter. Never know when another year like this year is going to roll around. Well, that cloud cover really keeping the dew off the beans. They still cutting pretty good. We're not cutting 5.5 miles an hour, but we're cutting about 4 to 4.3 without pushing up any piles. No reason to stop just yet.
It is now 10 after 7. Pitch black outside. Got a very full buggy. I don't like that number at all. I think I'm gonna move this just so it changes the number. That's not a good number. Oh, that's so much better. I don't like that number. Yep, done. I am done. Matt is going to fill up the combine, and then he's gonna take that truck in and then dump that truck and come back out here and empty this buggy and the combine into that truck and then come home. So he will probably be an hour behind me, and I'm gonna go home and find some painkillers for these fingers, and I still have to do my wound care, so that takes about 30 to 45 minutes, and go to bed because it's gonna be a long day tomorrow. Hopefully we will get D-O-N-E. I don't say the word because you never know, so.
I don't know what happened, but that wind just started blowing hard. I know you probably can't see it, but I mean, those soybeans are doing this. And anytime I get turned around going the other way, I mean, dust is just. So you know what that means? I mean, it's probably pretty dang cold outside. Really gonna be cold when we shut off and I go in and I gotta unload this truck. I don't know, it might be that other cold front that's coming through that's really gonna drop temperatures down quite a bit. Glad I got everything winterized for good yesterday. You know, we were rained out, but we didn't really get a whole lot of rain. It wasn't muddy, and I checked my wheat, my last planted wheat, and it was just starting to sprout some. And as cold as it's going to get, herbicide's not going to work too well, so I thought, well, I better go ahead and get my Roundup and Zidua out on it. So that's what I did yesterday, finished spraying my wheat, and then got in and got my water truck winterized for the 3rd time this year, got my water fill station winterized for the 3rd time this year, and well, we got the sprayer parked in the shop. It's a little bit more involved to get it winterized than the other stuff is. Now we got the truck completely loaded up. We got the grain buggy about half full. I'm gonna try and get 2 complete loads cut and then probably call it a day. That's gonna leave us with a pretty easy day tomorrow on getting everything done except for the test plots, and then get the test plots wrapped up Friday morning, and then we'll be done. You said dust blowing? I bet that wind's blowing every bit 15-20 miles an hour out there. Ooh, just gives me the chills thinking about it. Ooh. Ooh. Yep, it's cold out here. It's gotta be 30 degrees or less. Woo. So I'm gonna get this truck unloaded, take it back to field, bring the service truck back home, and we'll see you in the morning, probably after the frost melts, cause I bet there's gonna be a big one tonight.